Have you been on the Celebrity Ascent, Apex, Beyond, or Edge, and you're curious about how the Celebrity Xcel is different? Well, then this video is for you. The Celebrity Xcel recently debuted in the fall of 2025, and they added some new spaces compared to the other Edge class ships. Hi, I'm Angie, a cruise specialist that helps travelers like you navigate all of the choices for their next cruise vacation. If you're interested in my help, email Angie at tripswithangie.com and ask for the current offer for YouTube subscribers. When it comes to what's new, the Bazaar is the newest area of the Celebrity Xcel. This invigorated space took over the space formerly known as Eden and introduced the concept of festivals, where they completely changed the decor, the theme, the menus of this space to celebrate Carnival, Aqua, and Viva, which is a tribute to Mexico. Area changes based on the festival. This is Aqua, that was Carnival before, and this is going to be Viva, the Mexican celebration. There are rumors it's going to be a fourth Flora festival that will come. That will be on the sailings that go to the Dominican Republic. The Viva sailings are on the sailings that go to Mexico. When the ship moves to Europe, there'll be 4 new festivals, 4 new themes. Everything will change. It's really incredible and ambitious what they're trying to do, and I absolutely loved it. Thought it brought so much energy and fun to this space. The market at the Bazaar was completely redesigned to focus destination goods. So this kiosk in particular switched. So this was Viva Festival. So in here were goods from Mexico celebrating Mexican culture. On port days, local vendors from shore, 1 or 2, would come on board and be in this area selling local items. I don't know that they explain this or publicize this enough. I'm not sure it's going to be able to continue because the business owners I saw here just weren't getting enough business to warrant coming on board and spending a day on board. So we'll see how it evolves over time. That's the fun part of going on a ship right when it debuts. Things change and evolve through every sailing. But you can see these are unique goods you haven't probably seen on any other celebrity ship. As you walk in on a festival day in the afternoons, they have these little sweet treats. Again, curious if that'll continue. There's themed cocktails for the 3 festivals. And then there is a full day of activity. So these are on sea days from 10 a.m. to 10:30 p.m. You can see there are pop-ups every 15 minutes, half an hour as you go throughout the day. This is tremendous amount of work by the performers. Then there's the 4:30 show and the 10:30 show. And you have to get here early for seats for that. Here are some of the pop-up performances from Viva Festival Day. Here's part of the main 4:30 show. Each festival also has a set of crafts you can do. And then here is part of the Carnival main show. One non-festival event you do not want to miss is the candlelight concert. If you're a fan of craft cocktails, be sure to visit the bar at the Bazaar. This team is tremendous. They are exceptional bartenders. My favorite drink on the menu was the mint condition. It is under the premium package. Spice replaced Eden Café, and it's now open for breakfast and lunch every day. It also has a coffee shop, smoothie, and juice bar. The menu changes based on the festival, but for breakfast and lunch, you can do build your own bowl with different types of ingredients based on the time of day. There's grab and go for both breakfast and lunch. You want to make sure you head to the back to check out the toast and sandwich selection, and always check the specialties list. There's things you can't see. The avocado toast was my favorite of the grab and goes. And as far as the sweets, the cinnamon roll won the 2 weeks in terms of the best pastry. We also really loved the eggs Benedict with barbacoa, but it can get a little salty. Down the stairs, you're going to find Mosaic, the new specialty restaurant. It replaced Eden. It's absolutely gorgeous. you'll want to make a reservation while it's still light outside to enjoy those beautiful wake views. They have a new experience called the Chef Studio at the Mosaic. It takes you behind the scenes. So you start with this little bite that was almost like a little pork taco, and then the chef takes you kind of behind the scenes of one of the dishes on Mosaic's menu. So we learned about how to make mole sauce, and then we headed into the kitchen to prepare filet mignon ourselves under the chef's watchful eye and direction. Then they showed us how they plate it in the restaurant. We did our best to recreate it, but they took over for dessert, making this delicious brownie. Again, this is a dessert on the menu. So great option there. We also went to Mosaic for dinner. I really, really enjoyed it. It started with a Caribbean flavored amuse bouche. The bread service was delicious. I think worth going just for that. I had this soup with the dumplings in it. I recommend it. I also had the pork dish that was delicious. It had a great crispy crust, but the highlight was the corn dessert. It was whimsical and delicious. I love when I get served something I've never had before, and this definitely went in that category. Another new specialty restaurant on board Xcel is Bora. This is a Mediterranean themed restaurant open for brunch and dinner. Both services include unlimited spritzes. You can sit out in the garden. The bread service is worth going here alone. The naan is phenomenal. Skip the eggplant. This was disgusting. We could not eat it. The whole fish is absolutely delightful. It definitely had Mediterranean vibes. It was perfectly cooked. We also really like the octopus. Again, Cyprus is better. The clams were good, just your standard steamed clams, but it was nice to see them on a cruise ship menu. The halloumi cheese was delightful. Definitely order that. The fried zucchini is also must get, but everyone we talked to had a great meal no matter what they ordered. One downfall is if it starts to rain during your dinner service, you might get a little wet. We persevered though to have the chocolate dessert. It was almost kind of like a chocolate melting cake. Another area that had a big change is the club. They redid this area that used to just be a seating area. They added a bunch of TVs and games. All of this is included. There was not an extra charge on our sailings. So you have a dartboard, you have video games, golden tee, shuffleboard, foosball. Those tables that you saw, those all have interactive games on them. We were kind of laughing that there was like a vending machine up here with snacks and drinks, not included in any package. They also have a golf and sports simulator. You can rent this for your private group. So if you wanted to have a special event for just your folks, they've also have brand new games, brand new interactive games that you have a lot of technology. And then If You Know You Know is a new speakeasy. You can find the entrance in the club. That's all I'm going to say. There's new shows like The Hotel. There's a Studio 254, which is a Studio 54 vibe with live musicians. They did a set of surveys of former celebrity cruisers for what kind of the themes and shows to be. So that country saloon night here in the club was a winner of one of those. They also had an ABBA sing along. It's where you hang out with the DJ in the evening. The club has a lot going on. Another ad is the Celebrity Flagship area. It's a museum where they have a lot of information about how celebrity evolved as a company, a lot of artifacts that you can look at. It's really fun to see some of the old like newsletters and some of the old menus. It's also where you can get your branded items if you want to do some shopping. Across there is an interactive screen where you can continue to vote on things. If you want to watch sports, Craft Social has been on the other ships. I just don't remember them having this many TVs. Let me know if you've been on the Ascent. Do they have this many TVs? This seemed like more. The other thing I noticed that I don't think they had on the Ascent was the game schedule. The tables had these little pieces of paper that told you what games would be on the television, and the ones that had the stars were the ones they were going to play the sound for. Down on deck 4, they took out some shops and expanded the coffee cafe and then added more casino. So this room was added. This used to be shops on the Ascent, and they've added a room of just slot machines. One of the sea days they will brand as Poolest Day Ever. It has activities from 10 a.m. in the morning till 10:30 at night. I love that they added these lockers. If you just want to be in the pool, you can just put your stuff in there and go be in the pool. I think they also expanded this deck area or kind of rearranged it to make it more spacious where the pool bar is. They also added umbrellas. Yay! The spa added a hydrotherapy room and a sun deck. That's what's new on the Celebrity Xcel. If you've sailed after this video, will you let me know? Are some of the changes still there in the Bazaar? And here's some more videos I thought you might like.